Hi everyone, you alright? It's Alan here once again. Yeah, went into town today. Had a walk around town and yeah, it was really, really busy. And I mean really busy. It's been like this now for the past 2 to 3 weeks now. And I just hope everybody's okay. We've had the boy races out very late, early morning on Whalley Old Road, and yeah, it is quite windy at the moment, and I'm just waiting for Henry to turn up. He turned up quite fairly late yesterday early this morning, and yeah, I thought he weren't going to turn up. Yeah, it was like a bit of a racetrack on both sides of the wall, on Whalley New and Whalley Old. Yeah. So how is everybody? Haven't seen anything from Secret Blackburn of late, and I've been looking round at some of the videos about Blackpool and all that. They've started doing major works on Bonny Street Market. Believe it or not, there were a few traders who'd left stuff behind, and they left some stock behind. So that has all basically gone. The contractors have basically put that to bed, that the stock that was left behind, and yeah, they're doing a major clear up there. The other thing is the Golden Mile Amusements at a cross. What is the future for the Golden Mile Amusements? Yes, they are going to move down to where the old Poundland store used to be, and yeah, but the major thing is, what are they going to do with the Golden Mile Amusements building itself? Because no mention to that. Are they going to keep it, or are they going to basically turn round and get rid of it? Because one of the rumours that I've been hearing is that they're going to basically knock it down. But for what I've heard, it's a heritage listed building. It's, from the 60s. But then again, they might modernise it by simply cutting the roof off and do it that way. Yeah. And then, extend it across the road. You never know. Is that going to be part of the new pleasure park or something, But I do know that the car parks are getting done, and once that's done, once everything's done, at that bit, I reckon the police station will be the next thing to come down. But one of the other things is that the law courts at the far end will be the second to last thing that will go, and after that, I think it's the car park at the far end. But then again, I might be wrong about that, because there are plans for a coach terminal to be built there at back of Happy Days, and Pete's going to be happy about that, because it's going to be, if they do put the coach place there, Pete's going to have quite a good footfall of traffic going through his place, But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, it's just all wait and see at the moment. Yeah, as I said, I went through Blackburn today, had a walk round. The weather hasn't been pleasant. It hasn't been good to us, shall we say. And well, we just got to get on with things and get everything done. And I must say, Blackburn is the 6th worst town in the UK. And one of the other things when I was in town, they were doing exploratory piles across from the current Morrisons. They were knocking piles in basically to get samples of what's underneath and try and find out what was underneath. Because where that corner is at the moment, they used to have Thwaites' barrel wash facilities. Yeah, because they had to wash the barrels out every time that they get them back, reusable barrels and stuff. So they're knocking poles in, they're knocking piles in there to see what if there was anything there, because once they knocked it down, it was just one of those things. They left a fair bit of other stuff there, because there used to be a garage on there, so that's gone. And the Fleece pub at the other side, where the needle exchange was, and then which was Lancashire United's office for the bus drivers. Before that was the druggies' place for the needle exchange. But behind that is the Fleece pub. What they're going to do with the Fleece pub is anybody's guess. And I've been hearing rumours that they were going to turn it into flats. But, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But they were knocking piles in, exploratory work of the bottom corner. What I reckon will happen there is that they'll put the petrol station on the corner and do that, so that traffic can get in and out of Penny Street and Salford Road and Salford, so that things can be sorted out there. You know, once the petrol station's done, once the Morrison's is relocated onto that piece of land, I've heard that there's going to be other things put on there as well, but we'll just have to see what happens with that, because the way things are going for Morrison's at this moment in time, they're not looking too good, because people are going elsewhere because the prices are so expensive for stuff from there. You know, a lot of my mates go elsewhere. Some of them are going to like places like what was it called? B&M, and what else was there? Farm Foods, Food Warehouse. They're going elsewhere because they're a lot cheaper than what Morrison's is. And one of the other things that's been happening is that Morrison's has been closing down the grocery stores. There used to be one on St James's, near St James's Road, and they turned round and closed it, and they didn't get anyone to take it. So we'll just have to see if some of the stuff gets replaced by other companies. And I'm sat here at the moment trying to decide what I'm going to do next. Yeah. I'm just waiting for Henry to turn up. I don't think he'll come out later though. Yep. And one of the other things I've got to bring up, bank closures. They have announced a considerable number of branch closures. It's Halifax, Lloyds, TSB, who else? NatWest. It's like what I said, folks. The de-branching of the high street. And it's like what I said. You know, that's what's happening. Because their argument is, people don't come into the branches anymore. They'd rather do it over the phone. But there are certain things that you need to do that cannot be done over the telephone. Yeah. And if you do use the phone to do your bank stuff, you therefore open yourself to fraud. You know, that's one of the major things you've got to look at. Is this person really calling from the bank? I've never seen this phone number before. That's one of the things you've got to seriously think about before you give any details. And another friend of mine, Gavin, he, it was a mess until you know, he had a few words with them, and one of them was mentioned, and that's the word lawyer, and the other one was the authorities. Yeah, and one or two others, and they seem to have relented a little bit. But folks, this is one of the things I keep telling you about. Do not trust the banks, because they want to get rid of every single branch they've got by 2025. And this is the way that they're going to do it. And it's the only way they can do it. Well, it's too costly to run a branch. It can be as much costly as they want to make it be. Because I've come across what they call a shared building. And you have all the banks in it. The bank is split into sections, and it takes it from there. And it saves them excuse me, it saves them a lot of overheads and everything. Yeah. So be mindful of what is going on. And I must say, I'm gonna say is, oops, hang on, that this is a UK £10 note, right? Very soon, that is going to disappear. Yeah? That's a UK £10 note. One of the polymer ones. Right? My information has been information that's been passed to me that new notes, these, right? Few of them, when they change the design of the note, there's going to be very few of these notes. Why? Because it's like what I said, isn't it? They're moving to a digital currency so that they can control the amount of stuff, how much stuff of notes there are in the money supply, and they know where these digital notes are, who's got them, and everything, and where they're being spent, and X, Y, and Z. Because you got to face it, folks. Digital currencies are a way of controlling the population, of who has the money and who doesn't. So be mindful of that, folks, because it could get Hunger Games, it could get worse. So I'm going to bugger off now and go and have a brew. So see you later. Goodbye.